Hello. Welcome in. Happy week 1, everybody. I meant to I don't know if I can do this on the fly. I meant to pop this on Twitch. Let me see if I can fix this. All right, we'll see if that works. Welcome in. Happy week 1, everybody. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. Good mornings, all that good stuff. Leroy, Mitchell, Cam, what's up? We might have a surprise guest joining in. CJ, what's up? Football's not back until I see Ben Austin and Beanie. That is exactly right. Today is the day we crush. Completely agree. Let me know in the comments how you guys are doing. Like I said, maybe a surprise guest coming on here shortly. We're going to talk through everything, final thoughts on the main slate, touchdown picks, bets, any of that good stuff. Yeah. Any other questions? DFS questions, start sit questions, all that stuff. Start firing that into the chat. At least we don't have to listen to Ace Brown's homer picks anymore. Is the special guest Olave? No, but you guys saw the tweet last night. I love Chris Olave this week. Laddered him, props, receptions. I like him as a low-owned DFS play, so I had to bring out the jersey. So we got the Chris Olave jersey on today. Yeah, so Keaton, we don't have to listen to AC's Browns homer picks anymore, but I actually do like Joe Flacco today. Do you have a DFS week 1 video out? It is on the Rolling Insights YouTube. Yes, that will be. It came out on Tuesday. Those will be out every Tuesday this season. I don't know what this is. I'm going to delete that. Like Flacco also. Yeah, I actually like Joe Flacco today. I think he's a good play for tournaments. Good matchup. One of the highest totals on the board. If you see here, I have Unabated on my screen. We are partnered here at Rolling Insights with Unabated. Let me switch this to, it's already on total. You can see Browns 47.5. There's some 48s in some places, 48.5 as well. That's basically the highest total on the board for any of these main slate games. And obviously the Bengals team total is carrying a lot of that. But I do think any team that plays the Bengals this year can have success offensively against their defense. It's not going to be wet in Cleveland. It was raining earlier, but it should be good to go and fine by kickoff. Not worried about any weather there. Just a morning shower. Favorite game stack? Yeah. I think Browns Bengals is definitely in there. I think Tampa Bay Atlanta is in there. I'd probably pick those two. And then Carolina Jacksonville. It's probably my 3 favorite. There is like some potential weather in the Jacksonville game. I saw like potential thunderstorms. I'm not really worried about it or docking anything. Thunderstorms in Florida could pass through. It could not pop up at all. There could be lightning and you get a delay. I have no idea. I'm not worried about it. So I did see some people talking about it. Jelly, thank you for tuning in. Jim, thank you for tuning in. 3 survivor picks. Yeah. So I think the 3 most popular survivor picks this weekend will be Arizona, Cincinnati, and Denver. I like Arizona, but I'm a little bit, I don't know, like it's just like I just have a weird feeling about them for some reason. And then I saw like Kyler Murray's sick but gonna play. That's not really affecting anything, but I don't know. I might just rock Denver. And I'm someone that I'm high on the Titans this year. I think the Titans are going to outperform expectations, but it's still a nightmare spot to start your season, for a rookie quarterback making his first start on the road in Denver against one of the NFL's best defenses. So I think Denver's probably the safest if I had to pick one. Thoughts on Achane? No concerns for me, Cam, with Achane. I think he's fully healthy. He was not even on the injury reports. I think he's good to go there. One of the most valuable roles in fantasy football for a running back with the amount of passes that he will catch. Good game against the Colts indoors. You know he's going to look fast on that turf in Indy. So I think he's a great play this week. No issues with Devon Achane. Do you have any Stafford CMC? Yeah, so thank you for bringing that up, Guru. We should talk a little about CMC. So earlier on in the week, I think it was pretty clear CMC was going to be the highest owned running back on the slate. He had a huge projection across everybody that gives out projections in the industry. Every projection system had him for a huge number, and he was cheap, around, I think he's 72, 7,300, right around there. And then this calf popped up on Thursday. We got the big news on Friday that he basically didn't practice, but he was off to the side jogging around. He said he's going to play. He also said last year he was going to play week 1, and he did not. Kyle Shanahan looked pretty bummed, in my opinion, like just reading his body language and the press conference about it. So I'm hesitant. Now, I do think he will play. Oh, wait, here's a Schefter. Speaking of Christian McCaffrey, will play today versus the Seahawks. Yeah, so like I was going to say, I think he will play, but it's enough for me to, in the stuff I play, pretty small field tournaments, I only play 5-6 lineups max. I'm just not playing him today. So I do think he will play, but have a limited, I don't want to say limited, but just maybe not a full Christian McCaffrey role that he normally would have. And it's a tough matchup. Seattle has a very, very good defense. They're on the road. So I'm comfortable just not playing him. He probably is a pretty good large field tournament play, just with everyone scared now, and the fact that we got this Schefter news just now that he is going to play. So I think if you're playing bigger field tournaments, Millie Maker, all that stuff, he's probably a decent play there. But in the stuff that I play and the amount of lineups I play, I'm comfortable just not playing him personally. And I don't have any Stafford either. I have a pretty tight quarterback pool, which you can read in my player pool article. Sloppy weather in New England. Yeah, I saw some potential for that, Jim. You said it's been raining all night and right up until kickoff for the Pats game. Okay. Why is the Jets defense so cheap on FanDuel? Yeah, I think they're in play. Any defense is in play in tournaments. I don't hate any cheap defense, but that game is so gross. I kind of just forgot that game is even on the slate. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, look who has entered the studio chat. Are you guys ready for this? I'm gonna add him in. Oh boy.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Oh, we're back. Someone in the chat said it's not football season until they see me in a beanie. It's not football season until I get you on the stream. And look at the background here. You want to talk about just supreme wealth coming through the screen right here. I mean,
it's the bar.
Yeah,
gotta hang out at the bar, man. It's a big day today.
Oh my God. All right. First, how's it going? I know, like, you and I talk, but let everyone in the chat know, how's it going? How was your summer? What's your thoughts on the upcoming season here?
Yeah, man. Boy, I'm excited. You know me, I'm a sicko. As soon as they release pricing in July, I'm like working on my week 1 stuff. I have a good track record in week 1, so I feel like, I need to keep that going. So I've just been grinding a lot. And what's amazing is I think I changed my lineup, yesterday. Obviously the CMC news was crazy. I wasn't listening. Did you already talk CMC, and are you still kind of, fading it in general?
Yeah. So we just got that Schefter news. He's officially playing, which is good.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I said basically in the stuff I play, which is pretty small, under 1,000 people, I don't play a lot of lineups, probably 5 or 6. I'm probably comfortable. Yeah. I'm just not playing him. But if you're playing bigger field, or more than, a few lineups, he's probably a pretty good play because people are just going to be scared.
Like we all know he's underpriced, right? If he's like anywhere near 2023, right? So that was the reason for playing him. But like, I don't know, man. Like Seattle's a good D, like a really good D. And I don't know. I mean, if this he did call in an injury, by the way. Christian said he felt great, but he did say it's a minor injury. And it's obviously the same thing that screwed him over for an entire year, basically. So I think why wouldn't they tone it down a little bit? If he's not going to get 95% of touches or whatever like he has in the past, I wouldn't think. I don't know. I'm going to keep it to like ancillary lineups and just keep him out of my main still.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll probably be a little bit dialed back. And
Yeah.
then if that's the case, I'm more interested in the guys that are a little bit cheaper than him. But if he was a full go, like 3 days ago, if we did this podcast, like I would have had him in every single team I made, I think.
I know. If he was at the 100%, like forget the matchup, 7,300. That's the thing. Like, God, he could be anywhere from 10% of snaps to 70, I think is his range of outcomes today or something like that. So I don't know. And then I think you and I both we both got on Nico, right? And for $100 more, I mean, we're both pretty excited about Nico, which I think is going to be rare today. I don't think he's going to be very owned.
Yeah, the two dude, the two receivers I honest to God like the most are both projected like under 5%, and that's Nico and Chris Olave. No one is
Love
playing
it.
them. And now
Yeah.
is the time to do it. Like just take like if we think that he's going to have a huge role and no one's playing him, like
Yeah.
if you knew that after the slate, like obviously the ownership tag would be a lot higher. It's just because it's week 1 and the salaries are the way they are, everybody's going to fall on the same style of builds and same group of players, but
Yeah.
no, I mean, that he was like my biggest conviction in season long was to draft Nico Collins.
Dude, it's so weird. Today I'm on like the opposite archetype of wide receivers that I don't like. I was thinking normally I'm like a Chase, Neighbors, BTJ, Justin Jefferson. Those are all LSU guys, so apparently LSU receivers. But like today, dude, I'm on like big time Drake London, Nico, Mike Evans, T. Higgins, like the opposite archetype. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know. Maybe I'm just leaning into it.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been on Mike Evans when you've come
I
on the
know. A
stream
couple
ever.
times. Oh my God. I love that game environment so much. And I have real concerns about Atlanta's running game. There are a lot of really cool stats that Rich Rebar dropped on the outside zone stuff. They ran by far the most outside zone runs last year, that being the Falcons. Tampa Bay stopped it at an incredible rate. And now there's two major injuries on the offensive line for Atlanta. Vita Vea should be playing. They do this crazy run blitzing concepts to combat the outside zone stuff. So I'm like, okay, if that means that there's gonna be more passing for Atlanta, that just speeds the game up, right? So like Drake London's a huge play, especially if Darnell Mooney sits, which is looking like he might sit. That's just gonna speed the game up. And God, I mean, Evans and Mbuka, I mean, they're just such absolute smash spots.
Yeah, I didn't talk about Mooney, but that's really the only other now that we got McCaffrey news. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the only like
He'll
big
be 11:30 on the
piece.
inactive list. We'll know for sure in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean Drake London was already a top play, but yeah, if
Yeah,
Mooney's out, I I'll probably have almost 100% London probably if I had
dude.
to
I mean,
guess. The
yeah,
o
he's
the
just
only
like
thing that
yeah.
could stop if Darnell Mooney does not play, the only thing that can stop London is, like, if he gets hurt. Other than that, he's probably gonna see 11,
Mhm.
12 targets. I don't know what the
At
projection would be on
least
that, but it's
yeah.
just huge.
And people forget like Penix, like he's a chucker. Dude, like he will heave it, right? Which is what you want in the dome against a bad pass defense. Yeah, I think London could be electric.
Yeah, and it's like sticking with the how Tampa kinda plays defense, like, Todd Bowles is obviously known for his like blitz packages and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Michael Penix was not very good under pressure last year. So I honestly think like if that's how the game goes, like he's just going to default to exactly what he did last year, which was to just throw every single ball to
Yep.
Drake London.
First read, exactly. It's gonna be a lot of first read stuff. No
Yeah.
question. Yeah, I think it could be amazing. Yeah, I hate it how chalky Ibuka is, but when you drop pricing, 2 months early, that's just it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, he's a rookie in his first game, but it almost feels like kind of a free square.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I got some confirmation bias because I was pretty high on him, like, coming out. I had him wide receiver
Hmm
2, and I don't think a lot of people did, and, I was happy he got drafted where he did, like, way higher than expected, and, I mean,
hmm
that's telling, like, even with Chris Godwin coming back from injury, like, clearly Tampa really, really liked him to spend that even though those guys are getting older and injured and
Yeah,
stuff, like, to spend a top 20 pick on him, is pretty telling.
dude. Just to lather up in the Nico love. I was reading this stuff about Nick Caley and his the new offensive coordinator for Texans. It's entirely based around Yak, and how much Nico loves that. If you look back the first 2 seasons of CJ Stroud last year, before the first 4 or 5 games before he got hurt, Nico, and then also the first 5 games of 2023, he either led the league in Yak or was top three in Yak last year. And then what do you know? This Rams team, although they can generate pressure, they were second most Yak given up last year. So it's just one of those things, man. This could be those in breaking and curl routes to Nico, and then he's just busting it, for long touchdowns. It just could be absolutely electric. At what, 7% ownership or less or something?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we had to pick one player that tomorrow everyone is like, "Why didn't we play him more?"
Hmm
I mean, he would be at the top of my list for that
There's
pick.
going to be pressure, yeah, and of course, no Christian Kirk. There's going to be pressure on CJ Stroud, which I don't love that, but it's like
It's
he
the
might
same
attempt
concept
45
as
passes.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's the same concept as Atlanta though. Like if he
right.
because we don't know how this offensive line completely remake the offensive line. It's still,
hmm
projected to be one of the worst in the NFL. We don't know how they're going to hold up and the Rams pass rush is legit. Like Jared Verse is an absolute
Yeah,
stud.
he's a monster.
So if this line does break down, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be a lot of first read. He's not gonna have time to sit back there. He's just gonna throw as much as he can to Nico Collins. And you take out Christian Kirk, who would have operated, in that slot
hmm
role, like safety blanket. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I think, dude, I was like messing around with parlays
hmm
of like Drake London, Nico, and like 6 receptions like each,
Yeah.
and some other stuff, and you could get some pretty good payouts on it, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's just volume, right? Is what I was going to say is the game. I mean, dude, Nico's an outside receiver. He's going to go up against journeyman, Kella Witherspoon, and then also 32-year-old 5'9" Darius Williams. Like he's just going to absolutely bait and just dog walk these little guys. I mean, it's just going to be. I just wish that I don't know. I did some reading on this rookie left tackle too. Obviously, they traded away Tunsil, which is a phenomenal left tackle.
Mhm.
But the second round rookie guy, apparently he was awesome in camp, but just won the job straight up. And everyone's talking like, "Oh, how are you going to deal with this, nasty pass rush?" And he's like, "People will see. They'll see." It's like, "Oh, okay, I like that." Like, what if
Yeah,
he's just good? What if he's just replacement level at least? Everyone assumes he's terrible because Larry Tunsil's gone and he's a rookie. Well, what if he's just fine? You know? So,
yeah, and that's very possible, and I don't think, like, if you just sit down and think about teams that are going to improve offensively from last year to this year, just in terms of scheme, I mean, I
mhm.
would put Jacksonville up there,
Yeah, for
um,
sure.
but, dude, Houston could be right there. We can't overstate Bobby Slowick was
Bad.
so fucking bad, like, just
Yeah,
terrible.
he was so bad. Yep,
And
it
just
was bad. And now
nothing
they
you
got no
kn
running
like
game. Now they have no running
oh,
game.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. The only reason their offense was even serviceable last year is that somehow Joe Mixon had that, like, renaissance year with all those touchdowns and stuff. They
yeah,
don't even have that. I mean, Nick Chubb is complete dust. And then
yeah,
you have Dameon Pierce and, like, I don't know, Woody Marks, I guess this rookie, he's more of a pass catcher anyways. Like, that would fit
yeah.
more with the pass game if he gets going, so
Dude, yeah, it's so funny. Like the most bearish comments of all time on Nick Chubb, like just talking about how he's getting older and your body changes. It's like, oh, that sounds horrible. Could be a Damian Pierce idea, but whatever. Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to talk about
For the Brown I
Wolverine for
can
the
just
entire
tell you,
stream, but
like, being local, for the Browns to let him walk,
mhm.
he is complete and utter dust. Like,
Yeah,
because
for
Nick
sure.
Chubb is a cult hero in Cleveland, like, the most
Mhm.
popular player of my lifetime, like, living in Ohio. So the fact that they let him go, he's
Yeah,
dust. And the
for
Browns, I
sure.
feel like, are knowledgeable in that. Like you can see what they did with Amari Cooper, like traded him away for what, a
Right,
third round pick last year, and he's not even playing football anymore. So
right. Let's talk running backs a little bit. If like I just feel like there's
yeah,
a big cluster of guys. Who are your favorites for cash or GPP?
yeah, I think for cash, you're picking from that group of Achan, Taylor, Chase Brown, Connor, like those four guys. Some
Mhm.
combo of those four probably for cash. And then tournaments, I still like all those guys just based off how they're priced. But in terms of like lower owned guys, I like Jacobs a lot as a pivot.
Mhm.
I would put him at the top of my list right now. Yeah, Kenneth Walker, I've come on to a little bit more just because of his price.
Yeah,
Like sometimes when you're building, you need that drop down from one of those upper 6K down to the 5,900. So I would put him in there. I know you're going to talk about Gibbs, who I think is a good play. Literally, no one is playing Jameer Gibbs on this slate either.
I know, I know. It's just crazy. No one has the breakaway big play ability, like Gibbs. The spot's not great. What about this weird stuff they're talking about? How it's kind of coming out that Green Bay actually grows the grass out longer to like slow teams down and shit, and just take the
I
air out of the
saw.
ball.
I
Like,
mean,
is that a real thing, or are people just saying that, and now I'm perpetuating it?
I don't. I mean, I don't know if there's any way to know. I guess that could be real.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
No,
know.
it gives us such a good spot because you have this OC change to Morton, and Morton comes in with the fresh kind of not a fresh set of eyes. He's been with the team, but just an idea of a player evaluation. Everyone was there for the late season run with no Monty and just Gibbs just tearing the league on fire. I think that leaves open the chance for like, okay, we're not going to be a 50-50, 60-40. This could just be a 75-25 and deal with it. And if you, it's Gibbs is just one of those players. You give him enough carries, it's a matter of time. Weren't we just printing betting like his longest rush, being like over 15 yards for like half the season last year? I mean,
Yeah.
gosh, is it the best play in the world? No, but at 6 or 5 or 4% ownership, it kind of is. It's crazy.
Yeah. Tony, what's up? A lot of people love the bar in the chat. No shocker
Nice,
there.
nice. Thank you.
Uh, your audiobook voice is the real sign we're back. That is.
No, here we go. Yeah, yeah.
Favorite prop of the day? Somebody asked. For both of us. For me, I would say. Hmm. I don't know. Do you have one off the top of your head? I mean, I gave out the Chris Olave reception ladder, so I'd probably just go with that.
Yeah. Favorite prop. Gosh, I've done so many. It's just like I get all these offers from DK and I'm just smashing. I know it's going to come up if it has an array. I know typically people want to know well, we'll save our touchdown picks for a little bit later. Um, Prop. God, I like grabbing yardage for big play receivers and then catches for volume receivers, right? So for like, I think it's the market's relatively light on Igbuka, like 5+ catches, right? I think it's last year Tampa Bay averaged 24 completions a game. I mean, look around. There's not much there. It's Evans and Igbuka, a limping, Kate Otten right now. Maybe some Bucky 2-3 catches there, but I like volume on guys like London and Igbuka, and I like yardage stuff on more explosive receivers. We were talking about Nico earlier. Brian Thomas Jr. for sure. Yardage props on those two.
Yeah, I mean, I did that big play. It was Nico and Brian Thomas Jr. both 60 plus
Yeah, that was
yards,
like that was
and
like even money almost.
yeah, it was even money. Yeah, I think that's a good bet. All right, so we did running backs. We can go to receiver. I mean, we talked about Nico, but other than that, Cleveland Cincy is going to take a lot of ownership, and then
Yeah,
London, who we talked about as well, is going to take a lot of ownership there as well. Do you like anyone? Oh, and Abuka. So like I would say
yeah,
Abuka, London, and then the Cleveland Cincy guys. That's really where a big chunk of ownership is going to go. Other than Nico, who do you like here outside of the chalk guys?
yeah. Outside of the chalk, I mean, I moved slowly off of Tedero McMillan. I still have some McMillan in some of those stacks. I think that probably Travis Hunter makes sense. I mean, everything is indicating he's going to play 80+% of snaps. Um, and the quick screen and slant game, um, in Carolina this year is going to be amazing. And obviously, Dave Canales, sorry, not Carolina, Jacksonville. Um, that idea is just lines up directly with Travis Hunter, right? Um, it's just no question that he's going to be underplayed. People are wondering if he's going to play a bunch or what's the split between defense. It's like, dude, all summer he was a wide receiver. Obviously, he's a backup on the depth chart for a corner, but he's a starting, wide receiver. So I just think that probably he's not going to be played enough in this Liam Cohen offense, which is just incredible for these quick screens. He was best, maybe the best of all time in college at these quick screens and slants, probably. I mean, you're more of a college guy. He's got to be up there, right?
Yeah, just unbelievable. And like I said,
Hmm.
I had him first receiver in that class,
Hmm.
and like just fathom he was the top receiver in his class, in my opinion, having
Yeah,
never like practiced receiver really. Like he was just out there just
right.
playing
Just being
football.
an
It's
athlete.
not like he was
Yeah,
focused on,
correct.
being a receiver. Think of the top receivers and how much time they spend practicing receiver. Like he wasn't even doing that. It's actually insane.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we got to talk about Debo. We've been talking about him for what, 2
Yes.
months?
Yeah.
So, like, dude, Cliff Kingsbury, horizontal rate idea, quick passes, facing a good defensive front with a lot of pressure in the Giants. There's real data on holdout wide receivers starting slow. Chase last year, CeeDee Lamb talked about it. It's like a real thing. Terry starts slow. It's just Debo, man. I don't know if it was Quinn or if it was Dan Quinn or Cliff Kingsbury that talked about their packages around the goal line after they traded off Brian Robinson. But like they basically said, we're doing some exotic or non-traditional things. Was the quote thereabouts? That's just Debo. So like if this
Yes.
is the number one spot of the year, probably as far as Debo carries with an uncertainty around what they have in the running game. They're not even sitting or they're not even starting or dressing Chris Rodriguez today, who many thought was going to be the short down and distance guy, goal line potentially. Um, Quick hitters, Kingsbury kind of dream with the horizontal rate. I think Debo at the same price of McMillan, $100 more than Olave, 200 more than Hunter. I mean, I just think that Debo should be the play, and he gets to fight off all the fat Debo shit over the summer, so he can kind of have a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, as bad as he was last year, Washington made a point to go trade for him, and like you said, just there's a few players in the NFL that are a better fit for Kingsbury's offense specifically than Debo Samuel. It's like literally exactly the way he
Yeah,
wins. It's so perfect. And yeah, good point. With Rodriguez probably not dressing, uh, like you said, even likelier that he gets some looks probably running, especially if they get in the red zone. Like you have him,
yeah.
Daniels and him, like you don't need a goal line back
I,
theoretically.
I wish I had Debo in my main lineup. I have so much conviction in him on
I
this week. It
know.
just didn't work with my build like at all. But I want to just, I don't know. I got to get more Debo exposure. I have him in some of my secondary ancillary lineups, but like I have a
Yeah, me
lot of
too.
conviction on him.
Yep. I think you can one off him
Hmm.
or play him,
For sure.
like
W-
if you're
Yeah.
playing Daniels, I would 100% play him with Debo.
And no one is, dude. No one is. I don't know if you look
Yeah.
around. Well, as far as like mostly like main lineup cash and whatnot, people aren't stacking with Debo. So
Yeah, like I mean, think the chalk is very concentrated on, the Tampa, Cincy, Cleveland,
yeah,
Carolina, Jacksonville. Like you could just start your lineup with Jane Daniels, Debo Samuel, Malik Neighbors. You're instantly different
yeah,
from everybody. You can go play those chalk running backs. Like the build is so perfect. You can put those mid tier running
agreed.
backs in and just go from there.
Yeah, no one's playing neighbors, relatively speaking, and this is not a Washington defense that we fear. He's got obviously the best quarterback, even though it's not saying much, but the best quarterback he'll play with those moon balls coming from Russ. No one's going to be surprised if Neighbors just goes nuclear. But again, they're not playing him either.
Yeah. Yeah, I do see Debo getting some carries. If you could pick one stack today, who would it be?
I mean, if putting it that way, it's just Lawrence to BTJ. That's my main
Yeah,
lineup. So
I would probably agree with that. DraftKings Cash, Evans, Chase Brown, Jamar, Ted McMillan. Um, I would probably pick the first one
mhm.
if I was picking between those. probably take the first one. Uh, tight end. I mean, chalk is just very clear. Like David Njoku, right? Like going to be very, very high owned.
Yeah.
McBride is going to get some ownership. Brenton Strange will get some ownership just because the Lawrence stuff is popular, so that'll
Hmm.
carry that a little bit.
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney officially inactive, so good to have that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's just annoying for my Drake London shares, but
Yeah,
whatever. You know what, though? We say that. It's not as if he's going to be owned more than 35%. So it's like, dude, so more than half the field is still just not going to have him. I mean, it's fine.
yeah,
It's not like NBA where you'll see 75%
yeah,
ownership.
yeah, exactly. So I know you like Tyler Warren. So where would you
Yeah.
go? Like outside of the chalky guys being Njoku, McBride, Strange. I guess talk to me about tight end a little bit.
So I'll just talk about my exposure. I do have Strange with my Lawrence stuff. I think that's a really good tight end out of. I think he was Penn State also. A lot of skills. He's far and away, the number one there. We saw with Liam Cohen's offense what it can do. It can elevate even kind of dust balls like Kate Otten at times. So and I think there's some questions at least in the running game there. So I just want to jump on more pieces. I don't hate Jatavian Sanders. Um, it's not exciting. It's cheap. The other cheap guy I'm looking at, I'll leave one for you at 3,100. But I'd say Theo Johnson is at least worth a look as a run back potentially in Jaden Daniels lineups. Again, another really good, just physically speaking. I mean, he has all the tools. Was he a freaking Penn State too? He was. God,
Yeah, he
they're just Penn
was.
State. They're just tight end you, man.
They
I'm
are.
like, am I going crazy? I mean, Theo Johnson was also. And then am I right about Brenton Strange? I don't know where he was. Oh, he did. Yeah, he was Penn State also. Wait. Where did
They're
Tyler Warren go?
they're the new Iowa.
So I like Tyler Warren too. I think you're going to see some cool stuff. Daniel Jones loves a check down more than anyone. You've talked all summer at length about how disastrous Miami's secondary is, and then they lost people on top of that. They do have a really strong front seven, which is why I'm not huge on JT. But I think Tyler Warren, you want to get on these guys before it's just known what their role truly is. That guy was getting touchdown rushes, in college. I think that we could see some upside out of him.
He could
And then the
get
only thing I'll,
former quarterback. He could get
yeah,
a red zone passing touchdown. I'm not saying he'll do that every game or get a
hmm
throw every game, but there's potential for that throughout the season.
you got to pump us up about a punt tight end that you got your eyes on.
Yeah, I wrote him up in the article. I told Matt last night. I texted my boy, shout out Zach Jackson, that works for the Athletic, covers the Browns. Messaged him, and he did get back to me about Harold Fannin in specific. I think he's going to be really involved. He agreed and said that he's going to be involved. Now, he said he's struggled a little bit the last few weeks with drop issues.
Hmm.
So, I can't go make the plays for him, but at 3,100,
Yeah,
I told you, first of all, Matt, I was super high on him just in the draft in general. And I think the
yeah,
Browns made a point to go get him. The Browns got really away from Kevin Stefanski's offense last year. They tried to appease Deshaun Watson. They brought in Ken Dorsey, run more of a spread offense, and it was just disastrous. They were the worst offense in football. Now
yeah,
they're coming back to Kevin Stefanski's system. We saw this back in Minnesota. We've seen it during his early time in Cleveland. He wants to play a lot of two tight end, and
yeah.
that's why
12
they went.
personnel for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely, man.
and
Are they going to play Isaiah Bond or Thrash or whatever? No,
exactly.
I
You
think
you
they
can
go.
tell with
Yeah,
their roster moves. They didn't even keep Deontay Johnson on the roster or anything. They're going to
yeah,
play Harold Fannin a lot, and he is more of a receiving tight end than anything else. That's
yeah,
what he does. Really good at getting yards after the catch. Just really, just a good player in general. Like when you play at Bowling Green and you go into Penn State, who's one of the best defenses in the league or in the country, and you know
hmm,
that you're the only player on Bowling Green that anybody knows, so you're gonna be the focal point, and you still shred them. Like
yeah,
I don't need more convincing. So
yeah,
3,100, no one's gonna play him. It's a way to get unique while playing a chalky stack, and you can just throw him in instead of Njoku and go from there.
for sure. Yeah, I love his profile. I love the idea of more 12 personnel. And it's just sneaky. That's a great game environment without question. Yeah. I mean, tight end historically is such a disastrous position. It was so bad last year. No
Yeah.
one's really talking about Bowers and some of the guys up top.
Hmm.
I just like my lineups better when I can pay 4K or less. Someone's asking, is that is Pitts too expensive? Now, no, I don't think so. All camp. I know this is like the meme with DFS guys saying this is the year for Pitts, but like he had a really good camp.
Yeah.
There's not many tight ends that can just run go routes and really have a chance. Obviously, that matches up well with Penix's skill set. I do have a Penix London Pitts lineup that I'll run out there. Not a huge percentage of my exposure, but I do have one out there.
Yes, Frosty, that is Matt. Crazy. We
Oh,
got the whole
Frosty,
Frosty in the chat. We got the whole
let's go.
whole gang back
Missed
together
that guy.
here.
Oh yeah.
I think Pitts is a good tournament play. Again, unique way to get access to that game. But if there's one concern I would have, it's just if they're just getting destroyed, like
Hmm.
their offensive line, I don't know, like if he will have a good game. I don't know, like if you can, because he really does not. He's like worse than Travis Kelce at blocking. Like
Yeah,
he didn't even
he
play
doesn't do
tight
it.
end in college. He played receiver. Like he does not block. So
Hmm.
if they're just getting shit on the offensive line, I don't know what he can do because they're gonna have to help. They need help blocking.
Yeah,
But he's still good. Like if you're stacking that game, I don't hate it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Chris Rodriguez healthy and active. We were talking about that a little bit. Not shocking there. I think it helps the case for Debo to get some carries. They have
Hmm.
Eckler. They have the rookie Krosky Merritt. You have Jaden Daniels. Like still a lot of guys that there's still 4 guys that are going to get carries. So I don't really
Any other
know.
week, you'd see a lot of JCM and Eckler talk.
Yes,
We just
yes.
don't need the savings this week. You just don't.
What
Everything's
what would it
free.
even do to drop down from say Connor at 61 to 4K? Like what would you do with that 1100?
You're just coming off of like an Igbuka up to like a mid 6K guy,
Yeah,
right? But
2000,
like
whatever that's
Igbuka's
his
just
salary.
literally priced wrong, right? I mean, he's literally priced wrong. Um, Godwin in the
Yeah.
same spot would be 6K, right? I mean, there's no question. Godwin was the most productive receiver in the league for a stretch last year.
Yeah.
It's not the week, I don't think. And again, that defensive front is really good for the
If you're playing
Giants.
large field, you could
Hmm.
throw some in. But like for the stuff that
Yeah.
I play, I don't think I need to.
My guy JM to win is pretty high on JCM week 1 for what it's worth, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I just it doesn't do what I need it to do for my lineups. I guess is the point.
Yeah. Agree with that.
Are you on Higgins,
BTJ.
by the way?
Wait, go ahead.
As the morning has gone on, I'm getting so pumped with Higgins. Are you on him?
Yeah, I always like him against the Browns anyways, just because
Hmm.
the Browns have a lot of similar type DBs that are just, smaller, faster.
Hmm.
It can be a mismatch when they're trying to cover T. Higgins. So
Not to
I
mention
do
the long term
like him.
stuff. Chase obviously doesn't do great against this defense, but
Yeah.
which hurts me to say it because it's Chase. I mean, he could lose his mind against anyone, but
Mhm.
I think T's going to get. Well, I mean, the thing is, wouldn't T probably project for the nearly the same amount of targets today as Chase? I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, it would be close for sure. And I mean, that's one of the biggest question marks for me on the slate is just the Bengals offense as a whole because you can make cases for both sides. They've really really struggled against Jim Schwartz during his
Hmm.
time with the Browns, and they've really really struggled early on in the season. But again, Joe Burrow has never in his NFL career played a fully healthy training camp, played in the preseason games.
Hmm.
So that's going to help them in the offense start faster. But they also have struggled against Schwartz, and the Browns defense is good. I firmly believe that. Like they have a good
Yeah.
defense. They have a good pass rush. The Bengals offensive line is not good. So it can be kind of the same things that we always see. Like they get after Burrow and just
Hmm.
make him really uncomfortable. So I want to see kind of how that game plays
I
out because
just
Vegas is not
yeah.
worried. The
They're
Bengals team
not
total was
27
huge.
point team total basically last time I checked, or 26 and a half, 27 points. I mean, just on
Yeah,
the road, big body T Higgins, kind of a comfort blanket thing. I don't know. And we saw a lot of shorter routes from T. He's not this go ball guy anymore, like a early career Mike Evans. He's really not. He does a lot
yeah,
of quick hitters. He had just as many end zone targets last year. I think he's one less than Chase. And then I don't know. I just like my gut. I want to throw out our tight end bets. I did do that one,
Yeah,
by the way, that I texted you. That's my top three. It's Evans, Higgins, and James Conner. Those are my three, favorite bets for touchdowns this week.
I love it. That is an Olave jersey, Frosty. Chase Brown or Jonathan Taylor on DraftKings. If you're talking cash, I guess it's like if you have the money for JT, I'd probably put him in. If you need 200, I'd play Chase Brown. I don't have a problem with either of them.
Chase Brown for me, team total, great
Yeah.
offense. Just bet on that. Ignore the matchup. I mean, he averaged over 5 yards a carry their last matchup last year. I have concerns about that Miami front a little bit, and I don't know. I mean, JT will
Miami
score,
is
right?
a
He'll do his
very,
thing.
very clear pass funnel defense.
It is.
It's just, can Daniel Jones take advantage of that? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know.
We won't know the answer until 3
JT's the same bet as Josh Jacobs, right? I mean, they're the same kind of concept. They're fine.
Yeah, I will say Daniel Jones is going to be more willing to check down to Jonathan Taylor than Anthony Richardson
versus. Yeah, and you know what? And his range of outcomes for receiving is better than Jacobs, but neither of them have the 7 reception upside that Chase Brown truly does have.
I agree with that, especially if we get that case where maybe the Bengals struggle a little bit out of the gate and it's disruptive and the pass rush is getting there. Like, that is going to work in favor of Chase Brown.
Dude, all summer, it was Chase Brown as a receiver too. He did special off-season training with wide receiver, trainers and whatnot. And I just want to be a buyer on Chase Brown for the season. And he's going to be chalky, but his ownership's a little bit protected with JT and Jacobs right around him. Connor a little bit lower than him. So yeah, I am on some Connor now. You guys changed my mind on Connor. I wasn't super excited about it, but I think
now's the time to play him too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
early in the season before.
Did you read that stuff about Benson? How I was worried about the Trey Benson stuff going into the season, in best ball season, but then there's late news where they're like, yeah, we'll see, when Trey can work his way in. Like, they're basically saying, look, it's still Connor.
Yeah, I'm looking. So updated ownership projections, I see Chase Brown still ahead of Taylor by a couple points.
Okay. On ownership or projection?
Ownership, yeah.
Okay.
Couple percentage higher. I know the lines are close. Upset of the day.
Yeah, biggest upset of the day.
I think the Saints could just beat the Cardinals randomly, because
so do I.
That'd just be such a Cardinals thing to just lose.
I know.
And everyone's playing Cardinals like Survivor. Like, it would just be so funny for the Cardinals. On the road, 1 p.m. game. Kyler Murray apparently is sick. I don't know. Like, they could definitely.
Yeah. I think Giants are somewhat live too. Shocking as
I think we need to talk about that. I think it's noteworthy that last year was just such a historic favorites and public smash in the betting streets. I don't know. Like, we could see just chaos all year because the public just destroyed all last year. And I don't know if that's going to be the case. I mean, we already saw,
usually it doesn't.
The Chargers beat the Chiefs. The Cowboys should have beat the Eagles on Thursday night. Miles Sanders fumble and a couple drops from CD. So we've already kind of seen it in those first 2 games.
Frosty, Elick Aomanor is my favorite punt wide receiver today.
I love him.
I like him.
I don't know if I like him this week, but I like him.
I know it's a tough spot, man. But if there is the shadow treatment on Ridley, if Cam obviously going to be down.
I'm bullish on the Titans. I think not like, I don't know about this week. It's just a nightmare.
Worst spot of all time. Worst spot of all time. They're my survivor pick. It's gonna be Broncos.
Titans are gonna surprise some people this year, though. Kyler Purdy season long 6-point passing touchdown. Ooh,
gosh,
tough matchup for Purdy, but I'd probably trust him more.
Over Purdy.
Kyler just has not been good for fantasy in multiple years now. I don't know. He doesn't run really anymore. It's really weird.
Yeah. I think on the road too, they're just going to put the ball in Connor's belly when they get close.
Yeah. BTJ Chase Brown versus Nico Ken Walker cash. I'd take that first one. Nico, I would not play in cash, but good.
I am. I don't care. I'll do it.
Yeah. You don't really play
I play 25% or less cash.
Yeah. It's not the same as I would say most people.
It's
Who
just
matches
yeah.
Herbert with 3 touchdowns and 300 yards?
No. There's one answer to this, and if you don't say it, I'm gonna be pissed because we argued about it up for a fucking month.
What? We argued about somebody?
Yeah, with your
Oh.
300. Say it.
Oh, Matt is alluding to me saying Joe Flacco for this answer, but yeah, I would actually like gun to head. I might lean
You know what
Lawrence.
I hated about that? Like you were right. Like just look at his game logs. He does it a lot.
Yeah,
Like he
I
does
don't
it
think
a
he's
lot.
good. He's terrible. Like
I
he
know.
was so bad at Indy last year, but for whatever reason,
Is he older than me? I think he's older than me. Oh, he is. Yes, he's got me by 6 months. Love that.
for
And he's just gonna
whatever reason,
chuck.
yeah, Kevin Stefanski only one time in his Cleveland career has actually let it loose and gone pass heavy, and it's when Joe Flacco was at quarterback. And then,
Yeah.
like I said, I went
Yeah.
back and if you go back and look at the Jets, they did the
Not
same
the not,
thing.
yeah. Hmm.
They did the same
Not
thing
the
when
passing
they
leader
put.
in the entire league the year before, Deshaun Watson. No, when he gets Flacco, he lets it rip.
Yes,
It's the
yes.
best.
Yeah, there was like weird vibes with Watson over there. I mean, obviously he just wasn't good, but
Yeah.
I don't
This
know
is
if there
also
was
like
more
the
there.
week before, like they get Judkins, they get to look at more of a running game. I just
Joe
think,
Flacco, this might be the only game he
yeah,
starts. I'm not even lying. Like if
please.
there's like situations where he starts 2 games, 3 games max.
Hmm. Sure.
I just don't know. Like they're very clearly tanking. They have 2 first round picks. They're probably going to draft a quarterback again
Yeah.
this year. So,
Which is hilarious.
like, yeah, it's not a bad strategy. Just take as many as you can until I guess one of them
Okay,
is
but other than
decent.
Flacco, who do you like for 303?
Trevor Lawrence.
Which is funny because he never does it, and he may have
No,
never done it. I gotta check.
I don't
But
know if he's
like,
ever done it.
right? But this Liam Cohen offense is no joke,
Liam
man. Like,
Cohen
look what it did
just
to Baker. Look what it did
it's
for Baker
insane.
Mayfield. He
It's
he
insane.
might have. He probably should have won the MVP. I think. It's close.
Liam
Maybe
Cohen should have
not.
won the MVP.
Right. Yeah. I just love
I'm
his. I
looking
love
at
his
his game
tools
log.
today. I love his weapons. I just think.
He went 371 and 2 last year in
Okay.
one game, and then a 308 and 2
Not to
in
mention the
one game.
matchup is unbelievable too.
Very, very good matchup.
Carolina was the worst defense in the history of the United States, of the NFL. I mean, like, it was the worst in the history of the NFL last year. Gave up over 31 points a game. I mean, they didn't do anything defensively too in the offseason. Not really. They got back what's his name, that good linebacker, but who cares?
I don't
So
know if he's
yeah,
ever gone 303.
I don't
Oh
think he
wait, he
has,
did.
man. Did he?
December 11th of 2022, Trevor
There you
Lawrence
go.
went for 368 yards and 3 touchdowns.
But dude, look what now he's got BTJ and Travis Hunter. They're just gonna like create yards for him.
Hunter,
Yeah.
I mean, top tier play caller. Like, think of the run out for Trevor Lawrence, though. And it's the same situation. Baker, former first overall pick.
Yep, exactly.
Comes in. It's
Yep.
the same thing. But
Mm-hmm.
the guy had Urban Meyer, and then look, Super Bowl
worst of all
champion
time.
Doug Peterson. Just total boomer offense at this point. Like, it's not 2010. Like, you're not getting by with that Doug Peterson offense.
No. Yeah, I know he's chalky. I'm really excited. I want to bet on that right away. And not to mention, he's literally free. 5,300 is absurd.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the weather? I was talking about before you came on.
Yeah. So it's funny. I'm looking at it right now as we speak. It's gotten better the last 2 to 3 hours. It's gotten better. I'll just put out there. I mean, Kevin Roth, he's like the DFS weather guy. He's doesn't have much concerns. There's chance for a quick downpour, but the coverage doesn't look super wide.
That's Florida, though, Like, it could blow
through
at any
in
moment. 20 minutes. They might not even have the ball when it rains, and then it's gone. I don't know.
Yeah, good point. Yep.
2 quarterbacks season long. Pick one. Fields, Young, or Flacco? I would play Flacco. Fields, just not enough room.
Yeah.
Like,
this is where you play Flacco.
Yeah.
That's a great question, CJ. Best defense 2.5K or less. Me and Ben settled on the Seahawks. You want to talk through that, Ben?
Yeah, I like Seattle at home. I love McDonald. Think he's very, very underrated schemer.
Second year or whatever with him.
Yeah. I like betting on the people we view as good schemers when they have a lot of time to prepare for the game, which they obviously have. It's first game, so I like that. Uncertainty with the weapons for San Fran, like he's going to be relying on Kittle, Pearsall, potentially banged up McCaffrey. on the road
Yeah.
as well. Like good spot for Seattle. So I would lean them. Don't hate like the Giants
Yeah.
because they're gonna have opportunity for sacks because their pass rush is so good. But if you
For a
have
month,
200,
yeah.
I'd rather play
For a month and a
Seattle for
half, I
sure.
had the Texans and like
Oh
all of
yeah,
my stuff. Just
Texans are good
yeah,
too. Texans are good
they
too.
are. And for a little while, I was so onto it because I figured, dude, Stafford may not even play. He had a rough back situation. Then I'm like, you know what? On the road against a good offense, Stafford looks, I think, looks healthy. I'm just going to lean towards Seattle there at home. A lot of talent in the secondary, so it's close though.
Texans and Giants are like both top 5 in terms of
Defensive lines,
yeah,
yep,
just like pass rush. So
they are.
getting that access to that for cheap is fine. I don't think you can go wrong.
Yeah,
Seattle though would just correlate because I know you and I both like Kenneth Walker a little bit. So
and I
that's
think there's
another
more big
spot.
play potential for Seattle. Yeah,
Yeah, agree. Kenneth Walker is another spot where a lot of people are projecting Zach Charbonnet to play a bigger role than he has in the past. If
yeah,
he doesn't, then that $5,900
dude,
price tag for Kenneth
he's
Walker
not.
looks
He's
terrible.
he's not. That staff is obsessed with Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, I'm kind of with
And
you. I'm kind of with you on
yeah,
that.
all summer I was on that. This finally really fits his scheme. They're obsessed with him. They really kind of put him in bubble wrap towards the end of the
Yeah.
summer, and it wasn't for anything real. They want to keep him
Well,
healthy,
we've
and
never
he
seen Zach Charbonnet. We've never seen him play a role
no.
when Kenneth Walker is in the game. It's only when Kenneth Walker misses games that Zach Charbonnet
Mhm.
comes in. And like you said, I think the staff loves him.
Yeah,
Obviously, Kubiak's system always plays well for fantasy purposes for the
exactly.
running backs. And Kenneth
hmm
Walker's just good. I mean, he's just a good running back. He's a good football player.
Lot of stuff on that running scheme with Kenneth Walker and how good he should be in it. So I do have one of my lineups with Walker and Seahawks defense kind of pairing. So
Yeah, agree. If anyone has last minute questions, drop. I'll probably stay on till noon and then finish up my
who's your
teams
touchdown
there.
picks,
Oh yeah,
Ben?
touchdown picks. I like Debo. Debo was
Nice.
2 to
Oh yeah.
1 for a long time, and now he's
Yep.
come down to plus 150. So
Really?
I like,
Wow.
yeah, he's down a lot. I like Debo. I like obviously James Conner, but he's minus 160, so that's not very exciting.
Yeah.
But those two really stick out to me. Mike Evans, I think, is going to have a big role again in terms of obviously
Yep.
red zone, end zone targets, and all that stuff. I did a first touchdown parlay, which I gave out, Matt. It was just very simple. Jonathan
Mhm.
Taylor, Debo Samuel, George Kittle. Remember, I sent it to you. It was like
Yes.
400 to 1 or something crazy.
Yeah. I bet it. I think I sprinkled something on that. I had to.
Yeah, I liked your touchdown parlay though. You sent, what was it? Higgins, Evans, Connor.
Yeah. hmm
Yeah, I'll put that in. Put that in as well. While we were on stream, I was building a team. Like I said, Jaden Daniels, Neighbors, Debo,
Yeah.
and
I
then
got one of those
yeah. So I put in a Buka London mini. I put in a James Conner Kamara mini. Well, we didn't talk about Kamara, but I mean he's in play in
for
that
sure.
lower range too.
Yeah. I
So
like that.
I might rock something like that on one of my
Yeah. I like
teams.
that. Yeah, I got there's actually a decent amount of data too on stacks with double run backs, just really betting on the game.
Yeah,
I ran
especially smaller
Jaden.
field stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The Jaden Debo, and then I did Neighbors and Theo Johnson. So
What are your thoughts on Bryce Underwood? Well, I bet Oklahoma last night, and that was a winner, so that was good. He looks good though, honestly. Like CJ,
he sucks. He
I think
sucks.
he looks good to me, but the Michigan offense is a big issue.
Isn't it tough to not do
It's
well when you're
bad.
not cheating your face off every two
That is very
seconds?
that is true. The offense as a whole looks bad, but he looks like he has some potential to me. FanDuel,
Yeah.
Jamar Chase, Njoku Raiders defense, or Collins McBride Jets defense. Chase, Njoku Raiders, Collins McBride Jets.
Gosh, they're both really good, and you get the correlation with the first one. Um, it kills me because I love Nico, but I'm probably first.
I would go first.
there.
I think I would go first.
Yeah.
I would go first one. All right. Yeah. Do you have any bold calls, Matt? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say one on the ground and one through the air for Debo, and then I think that Drake London could do some really wacky stuff today. Hopefully,
Love that. Cheapest running back I'd play. I don't have any of him, but you can play Krosky Merritt at whatever that is on DraftKings mid price 4,000.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. Portnoy had him pigeonholed in the Heisman. Yeah, I mean that's just like Dave Portnoy though, so I don't.
He's a homer.
Yeah,
And an
honestly,
idiot.
Heisman. I know this. Nobody cares about this, but that Oklahoma quarterback has good odds for Heisman, and they got a tough
I like
schedule.
Sellers.
Yeah, I like Sellers too as a player. They have a gauntlet schedule too. If they make the playoffs,
They do.
he'll probably
They finish
win.
with a crazy last 4, 5, 6 games. It's outrageous, but yeah.
Total time of commercials on Red Zone.
They
That's
said
my
it's gonna be
thoughts
2
on Red
minutes.
Zone. That's
Yeah,
my
I
thoughts.
know.
I'm done.
They should have.
You know, we were bitching about it last year. I'm done with Red Zone anyways. Like, remember there'd be
I
times
know.
we'd have a guy that like is in the red zone, and then they'd show the replay of the touchdown. Like, wait, like I don't know what is going on with Red Zone.
I know. It's been a tough watch lately.
If you have YouTube TV and you don't have Sunday Ticket, I don't know what to tell you. Just no brainer.
Yeah, no question.
All right, thank you guys
right.
for tuning in. Good luck today, obviously. Matt, I'm sure we'll be talking. Good luck to you. I'm not in the game changer, so I know you will be. I'll be rooting for you. I hope you take that thing down.
Let's go.
What a way. I feel like collectively we are due for
we really are, man.
Some big wins. We've been really close.
I got 2 seconds. I got 2 seconds in the game changer. I need to ship that finally, and we really are due. There were so many close calls last year, 1v1s, and just like crazy little situations. So I think you're right, and we've been saying this since like June. I think you're right. We're due. Yeah.
Good way to start it in week 1.
Yeah, no question.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be live tomorrow, 4:00, Monday Night Football recap of today, all that good stuff. I will see you all then. Good luck, Matt. Good luck, everybody. And see you tomorrow.